Coming up next on Marvel News number 67, we have got stories on personnel changes at Marvel. Somebody's leaving this book. There's a sequel coming up on this book. Somebody died in this issue that you need to know about. And Rocket Raccoon has something to do with Thanos. What could he have to do with Thanos? Coming up in 60 seconds. It's the end of the Fantastic Four as we know them. Fantastic Four 583 is shipping this month, and supposedly it's going to be the death of one of the members of Fantastic Four. Because of that, Fantastic Four is our Hero of the Month here at Alternate Reality, which means all of my trade paperbacks and back issues are 25% off all month long. All my softcovers, all my hardcovers, all my essentials, all my masterworks, everything. 25% off all month long. So come on down to the store and celebrate the death of a member of the Fantastic Four by saving 25% off here at Alternate Reality.
The time has come for Marvel News, so sit down, shut up, and menopause.
We're on a mission from God.
Marvel News, episode 67, The Pleasure Peanut.
Hey folks, Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video outhouse. It's time for
Marvel News.
Marvel News. And Marvel News is coming from Alternate Reality, located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, where all new comics are always 15% off, every day for everyone. Bo, our first story up is about
brand new
fear.
year.
Not just fear, but fear itself. Will you stop stepping on my lines?
No, probably never.
For all you people who are out there going, when is Marvel going to do a big, huge, massive event?
Bo, when is Marvel going to do a big, huge, massive event?
Oh, when is Marvel going to do a big huge event?
teased in March with a one-shot from Ed Brubaker and Scott Eaton.
What if I can't wait that long?
And then in April, you'll launch the first of the 7-issue Fear Itself crossover event, which will be written by Matt Fraction, drawn by Stuart Immonen.
I was scared.
The first issue is 45 pages. The last issue is 45 pages. The book will be $3.99, and the way it seems to be going...
And in between, there'll be a page apiece.
No, I think the way if this is all said...
45 one-page issues.
All 7 issues are going to be 44 pages.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay. The event will show Marvel heroes, specifically, this is a Captain America Thor-involved event, fighting a...
Wonder why.
Well, there's a movie coming
What's
out.
coming up this summer with the two of them?
There's a movie coming out.
What a coincidence.
Fighting a new... Actually, it's a new old villain called the God of Fear, who belongs to Thor.
Wasn't that a Hercules thing? That was Dreaming thing.
No, but yeah.
Chaos War.
Yeah, and Sin, who is the new Red Skull, who apparently is worse. Now, this big, huge event will cross
was a chick. There's a chick Red Skull?
She's now the new Red Skull.
Oh.
And apparently she's better at it than her dad is, which is going to be a problem.
Because she's a woman and they're all evil.
Now, you're gonna have the 7-issue event. You're also going to have a Frontline type series and a bunch of other spin-offs. And there are 8 Marvel characters going to be apparently chosen as the people who can defeat the God of Fear. Marvel hasn't said who these 8 characters are, but we're getting hints like it's probably the Hulk and some other people. Counting your money, aren't you?
See how much money I'm going to need to buy all this crap. Anyway,
$3.99 a piece. 7 issues. Tie-ins.
Next up, New Avengers. Stuart Immonen is coming on board.
No, Stuart Immonen.
Stuart Immonen is hitting the road.
This was his last issue of New Avengers.
Stuart Immonen is hitting the road.
Because
Sorry,
it's drawing
Stu.
Fear itself.
It all works. It's all good.
Issue number 8 will be drawn by Daniel Acuna, and then issues 9 through 13 will be drawn by the team of Mike Diodato and Howard Chaykin for a story that will take place in 2 separate timelines, which will show Nick Fury as a
old man and a young man.
Nazi hunter. Well, he's young all the time.
Is he Jewish?
No, but apparently Nick Fury.
Is he Jewish?
No, he hunts Nazis.
Nazis are delicious.
I can't tell anymore. Is Nick Fury, is he white? Is he black? Is he Jewish? What the hell is he?
The ultimate Nick Fury is black. The non-ultimate Nick Fury is white.
Oh, that makes it so easy.
The guy's secret
Where's
word.
the Chinese one?
That's in another universe altogether.
Hey, did you like this series, Widowmaker? I hope so, because it's still going on as far as we're concerned.
Got 1 issue left. That one.
But they got plans for the sequel, the follow-up, whatever comes next after this with Hawkeye.
There'll be a follow-up limited series in March called Hawkeye Blind Spot from Jim McCann, who's writing the part of the Widowmaker crossover. It'll show Clint Barton's past while setting up the character for the future because, for those of you who don't remember, Hawkeye started out as a villain.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he did.
And
with Black Widow. With Black Widow. Who had a really crummy costume when she first showed up.
It was a really big costume.
It was a really 1963 costume.
So you're going to get this 4-issue miniseries will show Hawkeye being trained by the Swordmaster and another villain, and Hawkeye now, and then it's apparently will push Hawkeye off into being something different.
Marvel ought to bring back that original Black Widow costume.
Why?
Because it'd just be goofy if they did that. Marvel likes doing goofy
I
stuff.
think it's in the. Maybe
They
it's
ought to
in
bring,
the,
they ought to have, or they ought to have her do a flashback. She's talking about her early days and how the
man, my costume
how
sucks.
the Soviets brought out that costume, and she said, "I'm not wearing that."
Right.
Hey, have you been wondering what's been going on with Kazar? I know I sure haven't. What's going on with Kazar, Bo?
Paul Jenkins and Pascal Alexi are going to do a Kazar Marvel Knights limited series.
Zabu be in it?
Zabu will be in it.
Shanna be in it?
Shannon will be in it.
Wow, sign me up.
I'm there.
I'm there. There have been some personnel changes over at Marvel. Among other things, Joe Quesada is no longer editor-in-chief. Really? What happened?
Well, no, Joe Quesada was named a couple months ago as Marvel's chief creative officer, which means there was really no editor-in-chief for a
Which
while.
is not editor-in-chief.
That is no longer the case, so Marvel made a couple moves. First move is Senior VP Tom Brevoort was pumped up to Senior Vice President of Publishing, and Axel Alonso has been named the new editor-in-chief at Marvel Comics. Now, Alonso's already said that, he thinks that comics are a little too sanitized. So he said, sometimes you may have to do some adult comics. We might try that. And apparently
They do parental advisory comics.
Well,
What are
they're
you
talking
talking
about
about?
stuff with nudity.
They do the whole Marvel Max line. What the hell?
They're talking about nudity.
Oh, some in and out action. Well, that sells really well.
And, well, probably not a whole bunch of stuff. Now, since Axel Alonso is loved by a whole bunch of people, there have been a few people who haven't worked for Marvel in a while who have been picking up the phone and calling him. Garth Ennis is probably going to do something for Marvel. Brian Azzarello is probably going to do something for Marvel. And there are a whole bunch of people who have been hanging out for Marvel for a while.
Brian Azzarello works at Marvel.
Brian Azzarello hasn't done any Marvel work in about 7 or 8 years. He's been working exclusively over at DC.
Who am I thinking
He
of?
doesn't have an exclusive DC contract.
He
apparently.
worked on Daredevil. He was the last guy in Daredevil, wasn't he?
No. You're talking about Andy Diggle.
No, Andy Diggle's on it now. Previous to Andy Diggle.
No, before that it was
Ed Brubaker.
It was
Never
Ed
mind.
Brubaker.
Ed Brubaker. Never mind.
But a whole bunch. But he said that we're going to come up with some plans. They got this big meeting in February where they're going to be laying out a whole bunch of stuff, including maybe another event for 2012.
The Naked Marvel Universe.
There's a death coming up in the Marvel
it already
Universe,
happened.
and no, it doesn't involve the Fantastic
It
Four.
happened.
It
No,
doesn't
it
involve the
involves
Fantastic
Spider-Man.
Four. Will you just let me go with it?
Okay.
There'll be a death in the Marvel Universe, which has already happened, and it doesn't involve the Fantastic Four. It involves Spider-Girl. Now,
Spider-Girl number 2. This issue he's holding on right here.
Number 2.
which is why I'm holding it.
Her father was killed accidentally by the Red Hulk.
Oh, accidentally, huh?
Well, it was an accident. He didn't know he was crazy. He was on a rampage. He didn't know what was happening. So her father
That doesn't make
dead.
it accidental.
So the father's dead. So now she's more like Spider-Man than before because someone died in her family.
I got mad and I accidentally shot you in the head 20 times.
Now, future issues of the book will have
Not guilty.
Apparently, on the last
Yeah,
page,
not guilty.
There's this really creepy guy who pops up on the last page of that issue. He'll be popping up a lot. You're also going to see a lot more of Red Hulk and Anna Craven's popping up in issues 4 and 5.
Who?
Anna Craven.
Oh, Anna Craven. She's nuts.
She's
she's
bat nut goofy.
Crazy as a shithouse rat. Last story we've got involves the Thanos Imperative. God, what a pretentious title. I just love it. I just love it. Thanos Imperative.
This one-shot, Devastation, will be followed up by a 4-issue limited series starting in March called The Annihilators.
The Annihilators.
It'll have 2 full-length feature stories about 2 teams of cosmic champions. Remember a long time ago we talked about that Rocket Raccoon Groot limited series?
Yeah.
That will be half of that of the Annihilators series.
So they decided that they weren't going to put their nuts on the line and do a Rocket Raccoon miniseries.
No.
Instead, they're going to take what they have and fold into another series.
Right. It's gonna be
Because they
an
don't have enough balls to do a Rocket Raccoon
Right.
miniseries.
So half of the book, which will probably be 49 and 399, will have the Rocket Raccoon and Groot story. The second half will feature Gladiator, Ronan the Accuser, the Silver Surfer, Quasar, and Beta Ray Bill fighting. All you ROM fans are about to go have an orgasm.
Hoo!
The Dire Wraith.
Ah!
Marvel can't use ROM Space Knight, but they can use the Dire Wraith because they came up with the Dire
Well, Marvel's got their own Space Knights. Marvel did a thing a couple of years ago called Space Knights that Rom was in. I think the guy who was under the armor as Rom. Yeah. I think they gave him new armor, didn't they?
They gave him new armor.
They gave him new armor, but essentially he was in charge. He was the head of the Space Knights.
Right, because the character of Rom belongs to Mattel.
Can't use Rom, and you can't use that costume, but the concept of Space Knights Marvel came up with, I
Right.
guess. So
we
Marvel
can do
use it.
anything they came up with, they can do. So you
Too
can
bad
fight.
because that character was the easiest character to draw on the planet.
Oh, he was easy.
Three boxes and
Yeah,
ROM.
silver armor, and he was it.
Yeah, box and
The great thing about Rom was Actually, nothing. It sucked.
Actually, Rom was pretty good. Bill Mantlo. Rom was pretty cool.
Rom had some
The
interesting.
Dire Racer actually cooler than Rom. That was the problem.
And any kids out there, you can turn your brain off right now because old folks are going to talk. Rom, the other thing that was interesting about Rom was about the last 10 or 12 issues that Steve Ditko drew. Steve Ditko had a
Ditko
short
did.
run on that book where there was an Avengers, I think, Rom crossover thing where they fought the Dire Wraiths. And all the characters that you haven't seen Steve Ditko draw in like 30 years got thrown in there.
And what was
This
cool-
is going back to the late
What was cool about that was,
mid-80s.
when Ditko came in to do that run, there were just a room full of Marvel artists who went, "We'd like to ink Steve Ditko. Can we please?"
Yeah.
And so every issue was inked by a major artist. It wasn't just regular. It was a big deal artist at that point. I mean, John Romita Sr., I think, inked him for one issue.
Yeah.
It was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that was-
But Rom was kind of lame.
Yeah.
The Dire Race were cool, but Rom was nice.
And that's it. We're done. We're finished. We're out of here. We got no more Marvel news, but you can go to the store's website and check out all the Marvel news that Bo sends me that I post up. And where's the store's website at? Where's the store's
Sarah
website?
knows all this information.
You know, eventually you're going to have to do this yourself. www.myalternatereality.com.
So go to the store's website, check out all of his news, and until next time, this is Comic Book Man
This is Bo.
saying bye. Alternate Reality is located at 3149 West 111th Street. That's the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in Chicago, the beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood neighborhood. You can always reach us at 773-881-HERO or at the store's website, www.myalternatereality.com.